Welcome back to the deep dive. We had so many requests to learn more about self-reliance and personal branding, especially in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So we're diving into Maha Gaber's interview on the Pulp podcast.
Well, good one.
Her story is jam-packed with advice, so get ready.
What I find so fascinating about Maha is how she takes her own experiences and turns them into like these universal principles for success.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she does it across cultures too.
Right. It's not just be independent.
Right.
It's about being resourceful.
Exactly. It's about having the skills to be able to solve problems and the confidence to like go after what you want.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, especially important if you've got, big ambitions.
And think about it. She worked with, giants.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk, Google.
Yeah.
Those people have resources coming out.
Oh, they have it all.
But Maha found a way to be valuable to them.
She did. She figured out exactly what they needed, and she
Yeah.
delivered. And that's such a powerful skill to have, especially for anyone who's, trying to, build a career on their own terms.
And it makes you rethink the whole idea of networking.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just about, going and asking for favors.
No, it's not. And she really flips the script on that whole idea.
Yeah.
She encourages you to think about how you can serve your network.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building real relationships, understanding what other people need,
Yeah.
and being someone they can rely on.
And she's got some, incredible stories about putting this into practice.
Oh, she does.
Remember when she talked about working with Gary Vee?
Oh, yeah.
And, seeing that he had this huge following already.
Tons of reasons.
Tons of resources.
Yeah.
And so she focused on what she brought to the table, her deep knowledge of the Middle Eastern market.
Oh, totally.
Those crucial connections.
Mm.
And she even, she took him on his first trip to Dubai and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's serious value.
That is brilliant.
It is.
But, how do we figure out our own unique value?
Right.
Especially when we're starting out.
Well, she actually suggests a sort of self-audit,
Mm-hmm.
where you look at your skills, your experiences, your personality even.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself, what am I naturally good at?
Yeah.
What gets me excited? How can I use these things to benefit other people?
So it's finding that, sweet spot where what you're good at
Exactly.
and what your network needs, intersect.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
Once you've got that figured out,
Yeah.
then it's about communicating that effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Your online presence,
Yeah.
how you talk to people,
Yeah.
even the work you do, it all sends a message.
She had some, really good advice about networking, especially in a room full of, high-profile people.
Oh, yeah.
Being prepared is key.
You can't just show up and hope for the best.
No.
She says you really have to think about who you might meet, what you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
and how you can add something valuable to the conversation.
Remember her tip about having, a few thought starters?
Oh, yeah, those pre-planned conversation points.
It's like a mental cheat sheet, so you don't just stand there awkwardly.
Especially when you're feeling the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much better than just winging it.
It's way better.
It shows you're intentional, thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of intention, she also had some interesting thoughts on when it's okay to work for free.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is. I bet a lot of people struggle with that, especially early in their careers.
Yeah, because on one hand, you don't want to, undervalue yourself.
Right.
But on the other hand, strategic free work can lead to bigger things.
Absolutely. She cautions against, giving your services away too freely.
Right.
But she does say there are times when it can be a good move.
Okay.
Like if you're gaining experience or learning from a mentor
Mm-hmm.
or building that crucial relationship.
Yeah.
But she stresses that it should be a limited time agreement
Okay.
with very clear expectations. She even talks about her own experience working for Gary Vee for free for over a year.
Which ultimately led to a paid
Long-term
collaboration.
And she had a similar situation with Matt Higgins, the Shark Tank investor.
Yeah.
She offered to organize a trip for him to the Middle East, showed off her expertise, built that relationship,
Yeah.
and he ended up becoming a client.
It proves that, investing your time strategically
Absolutely.
can pay off big time.
Big time.
Yeah, and it highlights another point she made, the difference between doing business in the Middle East
Yes.
versus the U.S.
Absolutely. Her cross-cultural experience really comes through there.
Yeah.
She contrasted how fast-paced and transactional American business can be
Yeah.
with the kind of relationship-focused approach in the Middle East.
Right, so it's less about that, hard sell.
Much less. It's
Yeah.
more about nurturing those relationships over time.
Okay.
So she really emphasizes patience,
Mm-hmm.
understanding those cultural nuances,
Yeah.
and even using like back channels to handle those complex situations.
She told that funny story about how she had to like adjust her own American work style
Oh, yeah.
when she first moved to Egypt.
I remember that.
Yeah, and like rushing into business discussions without building that rapport first.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, big mistake.
It's a good reminder that like cultural sensitivity and adaptability are like essential for success in today's world.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just what you know, but how you apply that knowledge in different situations.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's be real, Maha's journey hasn't been like all sunshine and roses.
No, definitely not.
She's been so open about the challenges, especially like caring for her ailing parents while building her career.
It takes serious strength to do that.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even the most successful people, they face setbacks, they face hardships.
Yeah.
What's inspiring is how she used self-reliance to kind of navigate those tough times.
Right.
And come out even stronger.
She had to like dig deep.
And find those resources
Totally.
to keep going. It's like her self-reliance was like truly tested during those moments.
Oh, for sure.
And her father's influence really shines through here. Like when she talks about how he instilled in her the importance of knowledge as a source of strength.
And empowerment.
Yeah. That's such a powerful lesson.
It is. Knowledge is something nobody can take from you.
No.
It's a foundation you can build on your whole life.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us perfectly to another one of Maha's 7 rules.
Oh, yeah.
Lifelong learning.
She is all about continuous growth, whether it's formal education, online resources, or even just pursuing hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
She truly believes that staying curious and learning new things is essential for personal and professional development.
And it can be the key to like avoiding feeling stuck or stagnant.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's about keeping your mind engaged and finding those things that spark your passion,
Yeah.
your curiosity.
And not just like climbing the corporate ladder or chasing money. Exactly.
It's about becoming like a well-rounded person
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
who's always learning and growing.
So, are you ready to dive into her thoughts on like the shift from hustle culture to value culture?
Oh, yeah.
I think this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, let's hear it.
This whole hustle culture versus value culture thing.
Except everyone.
It's so trendy right now. Like everyone's either like grind, grind, grind,
Yeah.
or slow down, be mindful.
Yeah. And interesting, Maha acknowledges that, hustle culture is a thing,
Yeah.
especially today. Like everything moves so fast. We're always connected.
Right.
But she doesn't completely like throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, she's not anti-hard work.
Right, exactly.
But she emphasizes sustainability.
Yes.
Like, it's not about burning yourself out
Wow.
or sacrificing your well-being just to, like, be productive.
Exactly.
It's more about finding, like, that sweet spot
Yeah.
where you can be successful without, like, completely exhausting yourself.
Right. It's about longevity,
Yeah.
building a career and a life that you can sustain over time,
Mm-hmm.
one that aligns with what you actually care about.
Yeah.
It's not just chasing the next promotion, the next paycheck.
Yeah.
It's about creating something with like real meaning, real impact.
I like how she actually uses the phrase value culture is
that too.
like it's a trend.
Like it's the new it thing.
Yeah, and it really suggests like a real shift in mindset
I think so.
from focusing on like individual achievement
Mm-hmm.
to a more like collaborative
Yeah, community-oriented.
approach, like recognizing that our success is often tied to the success of others.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And it circles back to that idea of like contributing to your network.
Mhm.
It's not just about what you can get, it's what you can offer to others.
Yes.
Like creating this like ripple effect
Yeah.
of
Well,
positivity
yeah.
where like your actions benefit not only yourself, but those around you.
I see what you mean.
Like paying it forward.
Exactly. It's about moving away from that scarcity mindset
Yeah.
where you're always competing for resources,
Mm-hmm.
recognition,
Yeah.
and moving toward an abundance mindset
Yeah.
where you believe there's enough success to go around.
And that helping others succeed actually contributes to your own growth and well-being in the long run.
Absolutely. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So she's really pushing us to rethink what success really means
Mm-hmm.
and to focus on creating value,
Yeah.
both for ourselves
Yeah.
and the people around us.
It's about going beyond like those superficial markers of success, like
Right.
fancy job titles,
Yeah.
big salaries,
It's not about that.
and really zeroing in on what matters.
What matters.
Like meaningful work,
Yeah.
strong relationships, a sense of purpose.
And I think this message is going to resonate with so many people.
Oh.
Especially those who are, like, tired of that traditional climb the ladder at all costs mentality.
A breath of fresh air.
It is.
Like, it really encourages you to find fulfillment, create value in ways that are true to who you are.
Yeah.
And it, like, lines up perfectly with her own life story.
Yeah.
Remember when she talked about moving back to Egypt to care for her parents?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was a huge decision.
Absolutely huge.
She could have stayed in the U.S.,
Yeah.
kept climbing that corporate ladder,
Yeah.
but she chose to prioritize her family
Right.
and make a decision that, like, aligned with her values.
It's so powerful.
And that experience, like, as difficult as it was,
Mhm.
shaped her into, like, the resilient
Yeah.
and resourceful person she is today.
I think sometimes the most fulfilling paths require us to, like, step outside of our comfort zones.
Yeah.
Embrace those challenges.
It's about trusting your gut,
It is.
making choices that align with your deepest values, even when they don't seem to make sense from, like, a purely practical standpoint.
100%.
So as we start to, like, wrap up our deep dive into Maha's interview,
Yeah.
what are some key points that you think our listeners should take away from all of this?
I think one of the big ones is her definition of self-reliance.
Okay.
It's not about being a lone wolf.
Uh.
It's about having the skills and the confidence
Yeah.
to face challenges head on and achieve your goals,
Whatever those may be.
whatever those may be, and remembering that we all have strengths
Mm-hmm.
and resources we can draw on, even when we don't feel confident
Yeah.
or qualified.
Yeah.
Another important takeaway is the importance of adding value.
Mm-hmm.
It's about shifting your focus
Mm-hmm.
from what you can get
Yeah.
to what you can give.
And that applies to every area of life, not just work.
Oh, absolutely. It's about nurturing genuine relationships, being there for your network,
Yeah.
using your talents and skills to help others.
I also think, like, her perspective on the whole, like, hustle culture versus value culture debate is something worth thinking about.
It's a big one.
Yeah, like, maybe there's a more sustainable and fulfilling way to achieve success.
Yeah.
One that, like, puts our well-being first
Mm.
and aligns with what we truly value.
Couldn't agree more.
It's about creating a life that feels both meaningful
Yeah.
and impactful.
Maha's story is a powerful reminder that success isn't just about external achievements.
Yeah.
It's about living a life that's true to you
Mm-hmm.
and makes a positive difference in the world.
It's about cultivating those inner resources,
It is.
building strong relationships,
Yeah.
and using your unique gifts to, like, make the world a better place.
That's beautifully said. I think her journey is an inspiration
Yeah.
to anyone who's trying to live a more authentic and purpose-driven life.
Mm-hmm.
She's shown us that you can achieve success on your own terms,
Yeah.
all while staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
And making a positive impact on the world around you.
It's a message of hope.
And empowerment.
Before we officially wrap up, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Given everything we've talked about today, how do you think you might apply Maha's principles of self-reliance
Yeah.
and value creation in your own life?
That's a great question. One area where I could definitely improve is like being more intentional about adding value to my network.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
Well, for me, it starts with like being more present and attentive in my interactions with others.
Yeah.
You know, instead of always thinking about what I need,
Mm-hmm.
I can focus on like listening to their needs
Yeah.
and seeing how I can support them.
It's a fantastic shift in perspective.
It is.
It's about being a good listener
Totally.
and a supportive presence for the
Yeah.
people in your life.
Exactly. And being more proactive about like sharing resources,
Yeah.
making connections, offering my skills and expertise
Mm-hmm.
to those who might benefit.
Those are all fantastic ideas. It's about being generous with
Mhm.
your time, your knowledge, your connections.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be this huge time-consuming thing.
No, it really doesn't.
Sometimes, like, the smallest actions can make the biggest difference.
I completely agree. It really is the thought that counts,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm also going to make a conscious effort to, like, cultivate a more resourceful mindset.
Yeah.
So instead of getting overwhelmed by challenges,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to focus on, like, finding creative solutions
Yeah.
and using the skills and resources I already have.
That's a really powerful shift.
Yeah, it's about believing in your ability to, like, figure things out,
Yeah.
even when you don't have all the answers right away.
Mm-hmm.
And Maha's story is a great reminder that we're all capable of so much more
Yeah.
than we often think we are.
I'm also like really inspired by her commitment to lifelong learning.
You too?
Like I'm going to be more intentional about expanding my knowledge base,
Yeah.
whether it's through like reading,
Mm-hmm.
taking classes, or even just trying new hobbies.
I love that.
It's about staying curious and open to new opportunities for growth.
Totally.
And I think her emphasis on like shifting from that hustle culture to a value culture is something I'm going to carry with me.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It's about finding that like sustainable and fulfilling path to success,
Mm-hmm.
one that prioritizes my well-being and feels authentic to who I am.
I think that's a great takeaway.
You know?
It's about creating a life that feels meaningful and impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, Maha's story reminds us that we all have the power to define success on our own terms.
Yeah.
And create a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
It's about recognizing that true success isn't just about those like external achievements,
Yeah.
but about living a life that aligns with your values.
Yes.
Makes a positive difference in the world.
Well said. Her story is such a powerful reminder that we all have the potential to create a life filled with meaning and impact.
Mm.
And it starts with embracing those principles of self-reliance and value creation.
Absolutely. It's about believing in yourself, investing in your own growth, using your unique gifts to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And remember, this journey isn't about being perfect.
No, it's not.
It's about progress.
About constantly learning and evolving.
It's about embracing those challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth.
Absolutely.
And showing up authentically to make a positive difference in your own unique way.
Exactly. And as Maha so eloquently put it, hustle culture is out, value culture is in. It's time to redefine what success really means and create a world where collaboration, community, and genuine contribution are at the forefront.
What a fantastic way to like wrap up our deep dive into Maha's interview.
It really is.
Her story is both inspiring and empowering.
Absolutely.
And I'm confident that, you'll walk away with valuable tools and perspectives to apply in your own life.
I agree. It's been such a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. What resonated most with you from Maha's story? How are you going to embrace those principles of self-reliance and value creation in your own life?
Yeah, think about it.
Think about it, and we'll catch you next time for another insightful exploration. It's so easy to get caught up in that hustle mentality.
Oh, tell me about it.
But like Maha's story, it's a powerful reminder that there's another way we can build a life that's both successful and fulfilling.
Absolutely, and it starts with like recognizing those inner strengths and resources we all have.
Yeah.
Like you said, even when we don't feel confident or qualified, we have the capacity to step up and figure things out.
Yeah, I think that's a message that resonates really deeply with a lot of people. We all face those moments of self-doubt. But like her story just reminds us that we're more resourceful and resilient than we often give ourselves credit for.
Totally. It's about like tapping into that inner strength and remembering that self-reliance isn't about doing everything alone.
Right.
It's about knowing when to ask for help and how to leverage your network effectively.
And to build that network, we need to focus on adding value, just like Maha did.
It all comes back to that.
It's not just about what we can take, it's about what we can give.
Exactly. And that generosity of spirit can extend beyond our professional lives,
Yeah.
It's about showing up for our friends, our families, our communities.
Yeah.
Offering our time, our skills, our support, however we can.
It's about making those connections that enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. And maybe, just maybe, shifting away from that constant hustle can help us create a world that's a little bit kinder.
I love that.
A little bit more collaborative,
I think Maha would agree with that. It's about building a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, not just survive.
Yeah.
And that starts with each of us.
So as you continue on your own journey, remember Maha's story. Remember the power of resourcefulness, the importance of adding value, and the potential we all have to create a life that is both successful and fulfilling.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Maha Gabbar's world.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure unpacking these ideas with you.
Likewise.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
And we'll catch you next time for another deep dive exploration.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep creating value.